we took this picture, hopefully we're about to show, and
This better be worth the wait, Alex.
You know, I used to play basketball.
Look at that picture.
Yes,
That's
but it's
fantastic.
been a long time since I've actually touched a basketball.
Yeah.
So he was showing me, giving me some tips, you know, warming me back up a little bit.
He is the nicest man. Not only is he a good guy, one of 3 coaches with 1,000 wins.
That's
Unbelievable.
True. So wouldn't you want him teaching your kid how to play? Jen, we are all for this.
Just to be a little disclaimer, he's only nice to people like Alex. Have you ever been nice to me?
I have been the whole time. How could? That's why you're such a great shooter now.
Okay, so talk to me. We look around and we see your guys. You can tell who they are because they're about 8 feet taller than everyone else.
A lot of them are, yeah.
You believe in leadership. You want these guys leading on the court and on.
Correct. That's why I have them at camp, because I know they'll do a good job because they're afraid of the coach. And they have to do what I tell them to do. And you can see what we're doing behind us now. We're having a little shooting drill, and we're going back and forth. You see how the kids are helping each kid shoot the ball.
You're totally committed to it. That's why you have this guy,
yes.
Police officer, rock star. I was going to use a bad word. How do we teach our kids leadership in a real basic way? Over the summer, we get to reconnect with them. Where do we even begin to teach them how to be better leaders?
First, they got to understand what leadership means, and essentially our belief is that if you help someone without wanting anything in return, you're a leader.
Okay.
And then the next step is to become self-aware, to figure out what it is they're good at and what it is they're not good at.
It sounds simple, but I told you an experience from my backyard. I was talking to my son, and he was like, I'm really, really good at catching. I'm not so good at throwing. And I said, okay, let's work on the throwing part. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, figuring out where their strengths and weaknesses are inherently, and then also identifying areas where they might not be working hard enough at something, which is why they're not good.
And then how do you get them to think outside of themselves? In a world where it's their own iPad, their own this, how do you get them to help the little old lady across the street, for lack of a better example?
I think the key is once they know who they are, then they'll identify the areas where they can find success. And that's, as a parent, as a coach, as a player on a team, you want to help your players or your teammates or your kids find areas where they're going to be successful.
That's the key thing, the word team. You know, we talk to our players all the time that if you're a good teammate, then you're going to be a major asset to this basketball team. And I've always felt that if I've got a bunch of guys on my team that are all good teammates, we're going to be good because they all can play. As you can see what they're doing now, our guys are helping all these kids become better shooters.
You know, I have to say this. I was with you 2 or 3 days before you got the 1,000th win, and I looked at your team and I said, you're not going to mess this up. They looked at me like I was crazy. They're in it to win it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. All right, we got to go check in on the Pope. No, thank you.
Awesome.
Guys, it's great life lessons, not just the shooting stuff they get here.
Yeah, all the great coaches also teach about life as well.
That's
all right,
for sure.
thank
Okay,
you.
thanks, Jen. Now let's get